Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. A few days ago, Aptera released this cool overhead picture of the production intent build, and it looks like they removed 4 cells. So the total number of Maxion 3 cells on the Aptera is 189. I guess it used to be 193. I didn't really count the number of cells on the Delta reveal, but it looks like they removed 4 cells, and they're saying that because of the high curvature, some of the cells were kind of the weak link in a solar string, and the weakest link determines the power output. And so by removing some less optimally placed cells, they could increase the total output. So I looked at this, and I got a better view of this. Okay, so you see here, and then I looked at the original Delta render, and it looks like they removed this cell and this cell. So this cell and this cell are missing. So if you look at this, the old one had a cell right here and a cell right here. But if you look at this, I mean, if you put a cell right, if you get rid of this cell and this cell, it actually looks like these cells have more curvature than this cell. So I don't know why this one would have been taken out and not like that one, because this one seems worse. And this one looks pretty flat. This is a pretty flat part of the hatch. So, and it looks like there's definitely like space for like one more right here maybe. And one more right here. But maybe that's too close to the edge. I don't know. All right. But anyways, I looked at the Maxion Gen 3 solar cells. These are the cells that Aptera is using. And there's 3 models of them: the ultra peak performance, the ultra premium performance, and the ultra high performance. They have different maximum wattages at 3.72, 3.63, and 3.54. I am assuming they're using the most performance one, which is a 3.72. And if we calculate that, 3.72 times 1.189 equals 703 watts. So that is the theoretical maximum yield of this solar on the Aptera. So I took that, and we go to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, and you go back to system info, and you put in a DC system size of 0.07 kilowatts, which is, okay, well, I guess we could just do 0.03 like that to make it even more accurate. But then you say premium models, it's a fixed roof mount, system loss is around 5%. The tilt, we'll just say it's 0, like flat to the thing, and the azimuth doesn't really matter if the tilt is 0, because the surface is totally flat. If you do that and you set it up for Los Angeles, this is the output that you get. And then if you look at the output, it's 1153 kilowatt hours. And so if you look at 1153, that times that by 1,000, that'll give you watt hours. And then Aptera is supposed to get about 1 mile per 100 watts, 100 watt hours, right? 100 watt hours per mile. So divide that by 100. And this is how many solar miles you would get in Los Angeles based on this, provided that the efficiency is 1 mile per 100 watt hours, or 100 watt hours per mile, either way. So that works out to, if you divide this by 365, that works out to an average of 31 miles per day over the year. Now, if you look at the most solar output month, which is July, 137, you do 137, then times 1,000 to give you watt hours. Then you divide it by 100 for the efficiency. You get 1,370 miles in the month of July. You divide it by 30. That gives you 45 miles per day in July. So under super optimal conditions, maximum output in Los Angeles, you might theoretically get 45 miles per day in July with the Aptera, according to this. What's interesting is I was looking back at one of my really old videos when I was trying to count the number of solar cells back on the alpha beta models, where they had these little trident. Remember, the hatch used to not go all the way to the end, and the roof was much shorter. You can see the difference. The roof is now much longer, probably giving you a little more space in here. And then The hatch goes all the way to the end. They got rid of the little chevrons there. This look, I really like it a lot. And then, of course, having the hatch go all the way to the end eliminates the problem with this design where, like, when you're loading stuff into this hatch, it has to scrape over this external component, which would obviously leave a lot of scratches here. So that, I always welcome that design change to make it go all the way to the end. Has two benefits: gets rid of that, looks cooler. You can put more solar cells on there. But so it looks like they've basically finalized this is the production intent design. The other thing that this view makes you realize is how much of the horizontal superior surface is going to be wrapped. Like basically none of it. It's basically just this and this. The rest of this is all solar panels. So wrap basically performs the worst when in direct exposure to sun. So on horizontal surfaces pointing up, real bad. Doesn't last very long because it's just the solar radiation. Now, if they use paint protection film, it's going to do a lot better than vinyl wrap. But however, I don't think it really matters that much, because if you look at this, it's almost all solar panels from the superior surface. This is not going to be wrapped. This is probably going to be painted, I think. I don't know what this black portion is going to be, but the only really silver, this is a silver car, and from the top, the only part you see that silver is just this little sliver on either side. So looks really cool. It looks like at 189, you're still going to get very good solar output under obviously optimal conditions where there's no shading and things are not dirty, and you're in LA, which is a sunny place. You probably do a little better even than this, even if you live in Phoenix or something like that. And obviously worse if you live elsewhere. You can go to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory PV watts calculator yourself, and I'll link that in the description below, and check out how much you would get by putting in the system information of 0.703 kilowatt hour DC system size, because that would be the size of a 189 cell Aptera solar array. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Leave me your comments below. I love to read all of them, and I always learn a lot from you guys. Have a great day.